The new Detente era premium vehicle has been released within World of Tanks, and it is of course the Thumper. This is the Cold War vehicle that we can all get for free when you reach rank 100 if you do purchase the season pass, which I highly recommend as you make your gold back, and so you can purchase every single other season pass that ever comes out as long as you complete it to rank 100. But don't worry, because last season I barely really played and still managed to get up to season rank 250, so 2.5 times what you needed. So yeah, you guys will more than likely be able to complete this season. And so, essentially, if you purchase it for 2,000 gold, if you have it lying around on your account, or even if you go and spend the money to get it, it's like £7 or something, and it's the most useful thing that you could possibly buy. Of course, we're going to kit out this vehicle with the new skin, since we have got it on the account. Thank you very much, Fat Little Bernie, for sending that one through. So yeah, really do appreciate it as always, mate. And we are going to jump into this premium vehicle now. I believe that this vehicle actually has a 65% silver bonus, so we can make use of it. It is a tank destroyer that has 854 penetration, because why the hell not? So we'll jump into it. Let's see how this thing plays in game and see whether it really is that good at Era 3 in Cold War. So I have no idea if I'm going to be able to come away with any level of result within this game, but we'll give it a good go. We are the only Thumper on the team so far. I'm assuming that that's because there is very little people who are willing to spend the amount of money that is going to cost you if you want to get this vehicle straight away right now. Of course, it is the rank 100 reward, remember, so you will have to spend a bit of time before you can get it. I have access because Wargaming quite graciously actually gifted me the new vehicles to try out. I do not get them for free, don't worry. Wargaming wouldn't do that, and of course the rental is available for us to try out, but I'm more than happy to just have the rental, as I'm kind of like grinding towards some of these vehicles, and it makes it all worthwhile when you do finally get to rank 100. Not that it's a surprise when you get there, because it really just is a matter of time before you can complete it. And of course, the key thing about this vehicle over some of the others is that the penetration is actually astonishing. Like, we can probably pen from pretty much any angle. The problem is that with a lot of vehicles on the enemy team having spaced armor, it probably makes it a little bit more painful to come up against. But remember, you are also super fast with this vehicle, allowing you to get into position pretty quickly and able to tear apart opponents, at least hopefully when we can finally hit a shot. But apparently my aim is just so bad that it is just not possible. Now, we won't complain about finding the rear end of a Challenger 2, since we can lock him down, and now hopefully we'll be able to re-lock down that track, and we do manage to do that, but he still gets away with it either way. So what do you do in a matchup like this? Well, just go for the damage, I suppose, considering how much damage that this tank can deal, and with the penetration that you have, you are more than likely going to be able to deal that damage consistently and come away with an unbelievable result. Now, the enemy team are, of course, coming in pretty hard. We will quite easily get a shell into the side of the Chieftain. And of course the Challenger is now thinking that he's funny, so we'll hopefully get him out of the game. But the T-72BU now comes in the way, and I guess we'll have to use the speed of the tank to now come up and set fire. Of course we set fire to him. And of course now we can hopefully get the final shell of damage into him, which we do, and now the BMP is of course a ramming damage, hopefully, which we get rid of, and then we finish off that guy, hopefully. Oh no, we didn't manage to do it. Nightmare indeed. But maybe we'll be able to finish him off in a second. We should probably do that actually. And of course we low roll, making it impossible for us to finish him off, but maybe we can get one shell of damage left. No, we can't. There we go, 5,395 damage in the first game, but you can see that this tank is probably quite easy to be able to rack up tons of damage. We bounced quite a few. My aim on Cold War is not necessarily the best. I haven't played an inordinate amount of time on Cold War, and it certainly is maybe not as good of a result as we had yesterday in the broken, annoying vehicle on World War II, which is tier for tier, probably, yeah, way more annoying, maybe less consistent, but it is that AVRE Centurion, which has the big derp gun, the FV 4003. But either way, a good result. Let's see how much money we actually made, because that's the most important thing. 274,000 silver made. Did we have a ×2 silver boost? Yes, we did. So we didn't make an absolute fortune within that game, but remember, that wasn't necessarily the highest amount of damage that we done. So we'll jump into one more before we final up that video. So the second game that we do have is, of course, on one of the maps that I've really enjoyed playing over the last few months, which was the previous map that was released on the game, which is, of course, Hellfire Pass. Now, this map is primarily a kind of corner fighting map if you do take the region that we did take in this game. However, we're able to snipe from range using the good accuracy of this vehicle to be able to come away with some good results, or at least hopefully, as we kind of move through within this game. Now, we do get spotted, but that's probably just because of the fact that the view range on Cold War is actually kind of disgusting, and you wouldn't expect to get spotted there on World War II. But either way, what we'll aim to do is get some damage early on in the game, and hopefully push on to the enemy team. Since we do have the speed in this vehicle, I think we can go up to like 75 kilometers an hour, somewhere in that region, which is just ridiculous. And when you're coming up against tanks like the Magash 6B Galbatash, you can really pummel your opponents. Now, the Chieftain Mark 11 is just no competition really when you think about this tank, since you can pump it for 700 damage every single time you fire, and it really does not have the means to compete all too much, and you can do the same with the Magash. Now, the Macabre on the enemy team getting some side shots into us, so we're going to be aware of them. We'll go for that behind shell, so really nice. Picked up 3,500 damage, so going a lot better when you take this tank in a bit more of a passive kind of way, or at least a bit more of a kind of tank that is going to wait around a little bit more before going in, and that's really where this tank is going to be superb. How you can pick up ridiculous amounts of damage, especially if you can aim properly, since we just missed a 3,700 there on the Challenger. We'll go for him again in a second, and we do actually manage to track him. So obviously with this tank, you can go for the tracking shots as well, which is going to yield you even more, and hopefully you guys will take advantage of that if you do decide to manage to actually get this tank in the game. And of course we get pretty lucky with being able to hit that vehicle. I'm pretty sure that looks like, oh no, that is just the shading. You never know in Cold War, you know, it's definitely not the fact that I'm just a bot, it's actually the fact that, yeah, you just can't actually see it in the game, definitely. Anyway, what we have here is the T-72BU, the Macabre, and all of the rest of the enemy team's tanks pushing up on this flank. So I don't want to push up way too fast on my own. We want to have some teammates to come with us, otherwise we're going to get taken out very, very quickly. And what we want to do, ideally, is focus fire on some of those tanks on the enemy team that are more dangerous. Now, we do actually have one vehicle coming straight towards us, and we could see him in the third-person view, which is lovely. Try and angle that turret to be able to bounce. But unfortunately for us, the T-72 on the enemy team decides that he wants to throw himself away. And there you go. He sends himself back to the garage pretty quickly and in a hurry. Now, of course, the Leopard manages to hit us on the move, because why wouldn't you? And we are going to have to try and YOLO to get any more damage within this game, because of course the team don't decide that they're going to push the advantage of having 10 more tanks than the enemy team, but in fact go for the cap, because it's so much better when you end up getting no XP. I'm sure that the Kappas were probably the ones at the bottom of the team, as you'd expect, but either way, we picked up 6,700 damage and 400,000 silver in this game, which was very, very quick, and of course, a very good and fun one to play. Either way, hopefully you guys did enjoy the little video on the Thumper. Probably nowhere near as annoying in Cold War as the World War II alternative is that is in the game right now, in the form of this disgusting piece of work, the Centurion AVRE, the derp cannon. And if you want to check out this video, then I'd highly recommend looking at the one on screen right now, as it will showcase this vehicle in a bit more depth, which is the ultimate season pass reward. And if you want to find out how to take it out, then that's a good place. Other than that, I hope you did enjoy, and I hope you see you in the next video coming soon. Goodbye.